Alright, so I brought the Bandit home, and we're going to do just a couple just basic kind of maintenance type items. So, as I've mentioned in the previous video, getting this thing running, the rear brake really just, it's non-existent. So, either the master cylinder or the caliper are a little bit gummed up. So today, I'm going to go ahead and just do the rear brakes. We're going to pull those off. I'll disassemble the entire system, check all the lines, and I'm going to ultrasonic clean and probably solvent clean both the caliper and the master cylinder. I'm going to try to avoid pulling the pistons out. I'm going to try to force them out a little bit, but I don't want to completely remove them because they're just really hard to get back into those seals. So I'm going to kind of cheat it a little bit, but it should, I'm assuming it'll be fine after just a basic cleaning and fluid change. So that's what we're going to get to, and then I'm going to go ahead and probably just check over some stuff, check oil levels, adjust the kickstand because I kill it every time I throw it in first gear because the kickstand just like almost comes up all the way but doesn't, but you think it does, and anyway, kickstand safety switch just kills the bike as soon as you click it in first. So I'm going to address that, make sure that thing moves as it should. And then, yeah, still waiting on the title. Could show up any day, and it's driving me crazy because, again, at that point, I'm going to go ahead and start, putting some more money and some more time into this thing. But anyway, this is a good project for today while I have a few hours. So anyway, let's get to it. All right, now for working on this thing, step one is to go to the fridge, freezer specifically, and grab a popsicle. Yeah. Big old ones. Priorities. Alright, getting started, we're going to go ahead and just try to pull off everything brake component wise. So except for the actual peg itself, the master cylinder is just attached with these 2 points here along with the hoses. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting the reservoir off here, which is behind the upper cover. Alright, I gave up and I went ahead and I just unbolted those three just so I could access this safety clip here. Pull that pin out. Crack the brake line loose. There's the master. We'll disassemble that further here soon. Alright, we got that front line loose. Now we can go ahead and work on removing the line and then the caliper itself. So another 12 millimeter on this one. Try to wipe up any fluid off the tire immediately, and any painted surfaces. Brake fluid's pretty nasty stuff. I noticed this while I was down here. This is not even finger tight. That'd have been fun. Alright, now we start pulling everything apart. Alright, we're on the bench here. We're going to go ahead and start pulling everything apart. So first up, get the fluid out of the master and the reservoir here. You've seen me use these screwdrivers before. Japanese industrial standard. I'm gonna keep saying it. In all reality, the fluid's not too terrible looking, which is good. Hopefully this will just be a simple kind of just put some heat in it with the ultrasonic and get everything kind of loosened up again. Fresh fluid and we'll be good to go. Of course, that's what we hope. May not happen, but we can dream. Now, I'm not going to pull this thing completely apart either. I'm not going to pull the piston out just because I don't have a new seal to put in it. So we're going to go ahead and just do this for now. Yeah, there's maybe a little bit of crud in there. A little heat from the ultrasonic on a pretty tame chemical. This thing will be, should clear that thing right up. All right. We'll do the cap. We'll do everything. Next up, caliper. Wings of a bug in there, some cobwebs. There's actually plenty of pad left on this thing, albeit old pads, but whatever. And like I said, I know I saw this piston moving, but I couldn't see the back. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the pads out. Oh, that one hit me right between the eyes. That was lucky. I didn't even see that coming, obviously. Okay. Now this is going to be the outside and this is going to be the inside. I'm going to label those so they stay with the corresponding sides. If the pads were, seated to the rotor, maybe not seated, but bedded into the rotor. So this is out. This one's inside. And they're EBC pads, which is cool. Another thing to build confidence in the previous history of the bike. I do know the front pads are getting thin, so I will have another video because that's something else I want to address too. All right. So I actually have a piece of aluminum right there. I'm going to go ahead and put a little compressed air in here, and then we're going to go ahead and get the piston. This piston we know will start forcing its way out, but I want to see if this one moves. See the little air gun. We've got our bleeder screw. It's all the way in, so there's no pressure release there. All right. Easy as that. That one moves. I'm going to leave them out like that. And then I'll ultrasonic it as it sits like this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull this apart real quick too. Just while I'm here. There we go. Got that one. There we go. Little O-ring in between these. Definitely do not lose this. That's what keeps the pressure between the caliper halves. So right off the bat I can see that the outer, basically the dust seal O-ring on this caliper is actually starting to kind of force its way out, which really sucks. That's where the stiffness comes from. Like when I'm pushing down the brakes, I wasn't feeling, you know, it was like a high resistance and low power. So that sucks. I'm gonna have to go ahead and take that one out and maybe just pull that seal. Man, that sucks. This one doesn't appear to be forcing its way out. So we'll go ahead and clean it. Pull the bleeder screw out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set all this stuff in there and give it 10-15 minutes and come back and just see how it looks. Okay, so I just got the caliper out of the ultrasonic cleaner and then I solvent cleaned it a little bit. Now what I'm noticing here is this is the piston with the seal that's trying to pop out. Now this side is actually out further than this side because it's bound up right here, and that's going to cause that real weird pressure on the pedal and then no pressure on the pad. So unfortunately I'm going to go ahead and use compressor, pop this piston completely out, and then I mean maybe I can get away with just pulling the dust seal for now or something and then rebuilding it another time. I don't know, but we're gonna at least have to take it apart. So put my bleed screw back in, put some air in it, should come right out. There it is. Yeah, you can see right there, that seal just mangled. Inner seal is probably fine. That's the pressure seal, and then this outer one is just the dust. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and scrub the, get the piston cleaned up. I'm gonna go ahead and put this probably back in the ultrasonic a little bit, and solvent clean it, and see if we can, just put this piston back in on this side. I'm gonna look around my stock and see if I have another caliper seal like this. I do have a tendency to acquire some things that you might order and they get wrong. So maybe I'll have something like that. Maybe not. Probably not, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna keep cleaning on this. I'm gonna make this look new. Clean out all the debris in here, and then there will be nothing for the piston to bind on. The other side actually looks really good. It moves in and out fine. So I'm gonna just not touch that one, not go further with it. But this one, yeah, we obviously we're at the point of no return now. Alright, so we got the caliper back together. Now, as you saw, I left out the dust seals. Now, I did that because it's my bike, alright? And I ride maybe all of my bikes. I maybe have enough time to get 500 miles in a year. So if I was going to be riding in like, you know, rainy weather or like long distances or stuff where the bike is going to continually get dirty or have spray on the wheels or whatever, I would definitely rebuild this with fresh seals with the dust seals, okay? Or if it was a customer bike, regardless of what I'm doing, it would get the dust seals, all right? But this is my bike, and I'm going to be the one to maintain it. It's my life. So I'm going to leave the dust seals out, and if it gives me any more trouble, I'll just rebuild it with an actual kit. So keep that in mind. I do not advocate just leaving the seals out, but it does have the pressure seals in it, so it will function, but it may, you know, it may pick up some junk in the pistons and seize up or whatever at some point, you know, earlier than it ultimately should. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this back on the bike, but just keep that in mind, you know, it's my bike, I can, you know, I can make that call. But if it's, you know, if it's a customer bike, you're doing this for somebody, do it the right way, all right? Don't be stupid. All right, so this is the next day. For some reason, bleeding brakes always fights me on these bikes. So anyway, the dual bleeder screw and whatnot. I had to disassemble the master again, just trying to force out any air pockets because I fought this thing for no joke probably 3 hours yesterday, just trying to pump it, force air out. Anyway, it's the next day. It sat overnight and probably just kind of picked up those last air pockets out of the line, and it bled it. You know, it got going, and I was able to bleed it. So now we're good on that. I got to thinking I'm gonna go ahead and re-bleed the clutch. Actually, might as well. I'm here. It's on the table, so I will flush that fluid out of there and just put some fresh fluid in it, just because, you know, not gonna hurt anything. And then I have already gone and disassembled the kickstand, lubricated it, and put it back on. So now it actually goes up, because it would stop about right there before. And then I'd go to click it in first gear, the bike would just die anyway. So now I'm going to go ahead and bleed that, and then we will be riding this thing today. We'll go for a little ride, and maybe I'll get some good footage. So anyway, on to the next thing. Okay, change of plans. I know I just said I was going to bleed the clutch, but the reservoir cap has a very stripped out screw. I've taken my JIS screwdriver, my impact ones, I've tried it. It's not coming loose. So in that instance, what I would normally do is I would just go ahead and drill out the head of that screw very carefully and let the head of it pop off. But I've taken out the other one, it comes out clean, and I do not have something that I can match to it. It's actually like a 4mm screw instead of, say, a 5. So I have a lot of 5mm stuff, but unfortunately I don't have any 4s. So until I could go to the store, say on Monday or something, and grab the correct size screw, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it alone, because it, you know, it does work. So anyway, we're gonna skip that, and we're gonna go fast forward straight to the ride. So I'm gonna go for one. I need it. This bike needs it. It's testing. It's for science and stuff. Yeah, the bike needs it. So I'm working. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go for a ride.